So they are the ones who are benefiting from all these transfers. And even if the money does kind of trickle down a little bit to the Aboriginal population, it's in the form of monetary payments, which of course just gets spent on things without addressing any of the underlying conditions. The other significant factor are what are called neo-tribal elites, which is the Aboriginal leadership, which is not representative of the marginalized Aboriginal population. And it's those leaders who are bought off with all these various Aboriginal industry initiatives. And that is a huge problem too now, as we are discovering with the Kamloops case, is like many Aboriginal leaders involved in various, enterprises, which is an extractive kind of element, which again prevents the marginalized members from getting the services that they need to be able to thrive in Canadian society. But as well, the Aboriginal leadership is now very, very difficult to deal with because they have been bought off for so long and not had any challenge to their position that they are very, very difficult to have any kind of discussion with, because they will immediately start making all sorts of accusations of racism and so on, residential school denialism, even at the most basic questions, which need to be answered. So we really have to sort of go hard at the Aboriginal leadership, because they need to be held accountable, just like the members of the Aboriginal industry need to be held accountable. So that's what we're currently trying to delve into.
Right. Now, I imagine that the money that these Aboriginal leaders get to be bought off, though, that's still a tiny fraction of the billions that are spent every year. So what we've got here is, yes, an industry protecting its interests.
Yes. Yes, it's billions. Like the legal side is the main one, although the consultants are huge too. So all sorts of people are making money. I'll just give you one example, which maybe people don't know very much about, which they've probably seen a little bit of, which is these languages, the Aboriginal languages. So Aboriginal languages are pre-literate languages. They don't have a writing system. There is this thing which is developed by the International Linguistic Association, I think. It's a linguistic kind of area. They developed something in the late 1800s for linguists. So if you're a linguist and you want to have a sort of an overarching symbols for sounds, that's what it is. So people have probably been noticing this, and I'm noticing it more and more now, is you'll have various Aboriginal words which will have sevens and question marks and upside down letters and so on. And the implication is that this is the Aboriginal writing system. So this has to be written in this writing system. This is all done by consultants who are linguists. Aboriginal people can't read the International Phonetic Alphabet. So what they're putting on these signs is just a few people who learn that. So when you get some kind of Aboriginal supposedly word that's written in an Aboriginal language, it's not. It's written in the International Phonetic Alphabet, and you can't pronounce it. You don't know what's going on. And so you have to get some kind of instruction on how you're supposed to be pronouncing it. Aboriginal people can't pronounce that either. So why would you be writing things in these letters that no one knows how to pronounce? Well, it's millions of dollars which are going to these linguists and some Aboriginal leaders who've taken courses in the International Phonetic Alphabet and so on. They're the ones that are getting the money to write all these signs, street signs or signs on buildings or forms that are printed out. And that's money. That's millions of dollars that is going to that, which should be spent on basic services, such as, teaching people to read and write in a language where they will be able to communicate with other people, housing, which is falling apart, water systems that are contaminated, and so on.